In this video, I am going to show you some of the features related to cards, boards and lists, and these three are the fundamental components of Trello. And the features which we are going to learn in this video is how to delete cards or boards and how to archive your cards or lists or boards. Now, let us see how can I delete this card. So, if I click on card again, and in this actions area I have archive. So, archive is the first step you need to do in order to delete the card, and once you have archived, then you have the ability to delete the card. So, if I click on archive, this card has been archived. So, I get this message, this card is archived, and now I can see this delete button available here. So, I can click on delete and the card will be deleted. But what if I have archived this card and if I now click outside, you can see that the card is not here. So, where is the card? So, there are two ways to check this card, the archived card. One is if I click on my name and then the activity area. So, as I can see that this card is archived a minute ago. So, this is one way to check this archived card if I have done this very recently. So, let us go back. So, this was the method when I have done this recently. I have recently archived some card. I can click on this, I can click on activity and see the card. But what if I have done this a long time ago? I can search this card. If I have some, for example, there was a word in this card, Team Gantt. If I search this, I can see this card is here, and if I click on this card, I can see that this card is archived, and now I can send this to board from where it was archived, or I can delete it. So, let us close this, or what you can do is in this show menu area, you can click on this more and then you can click on this archived items. Now, here is the card and you will see all the cards which you have archived previously at any time. And again I have both options, send to the board or delete. So, this is how you can check the archived items. If you have recently archived, just click on your name and activity, or you can search if you know certain word, or you can click on show menu, then more and then archived items. So, this will be same for a board. So, let us go back and now let us see how we can delete a board. So, this is my old board, one of my old boards. So, I just click on this, and on the right hand side in show menu area, I have this more button and I click on this more, then I have the option to close this board. So, if I click on close board, because first you have to close the board, it will tell me that I can reopen the board by clicking on the boards menu from the header, selecting view closed boards and then finding the board. So, it will tell you all the procedure for reopening the board, but I can click close and now the board is closed. As soon as you close the board, it will show you an option to permanently delete board, but I do not want to do that. So, I have the option to reopen as well. So, let us say I do not do anything and I go back to my home tab. Now, the board is not here, it has gone, and now I can reopen this by going into boards area, and again I can search for the board, or at the bottom I have this option, see closed boards, and if I click on that, I have these two boards which are recently closed. I can either delete or reopen the board. So, let us reopen this board and delete this board, and it will reconfirm this and we can delete this. Then I can close this. So, this is how you close and delete a board or reopen a board. Now, the last thing is about lists. So, let us open my YouTube content board and let us say I want to delete this list. So, there is no method to delete a list. If I click on these three dots, I can archive the list, and when I archive the list has been archived. And now once I have archived the list, I do not see the list here. I can go into this show menu area and then more and then archived items, and now I have to switch to lists here. First I have to click switch to list and it will show me this list. I can send it to board. So, if I click on send to board, the list will come here. So, what if I want to delete the list? So, there is no such option as to delete the list, but there is a way to delete a list, and the way is that you move this list to an empty board. So, create an empty board and move this list to that empty board, and then you delete the board permanently. So, this is the only way you can permanently get rid of a list. So, now to move the list, you click on these three dots and now you have the option to move list. You have another option which looks similar, but it is different. It moves all the cards in the list, but list will stay here. So, you just move this list, you click on move list, you select a board which you have recently created, just you can create an empty board and then move the list to that board and then you delete the board. So, this is how you can delete a list if you really want to do that. Otherwise, it is perfectly fine to archive a list. So, this is it for this video in which we learned few features about cards, boards and lists.